Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, my name is Devashree, and today's topic is unlocking the power of AI in testing. So, we will be seeing the strategic roadmap for the traditional test from traditional testing to AI-led quality engineering. So, quick introduction before we talk about AI. Who am I? My name is Devashree. I've been a test automation lead in banking and finance services. What I do, I do automation, quality strategy, risk-based testing, and I'm in industry for around 12 years. So I know how to tools and the development in the testing industry and how there have been progresses from manual to automation. Now we are having AI and principle stays same. So 11 years is enough to know how the change is going. So why this session works? AI is transforming software delivery, and that's why quality as well. So testing is evolving based on scripts and like beyond scripts and execution. So we have seen AI, lots of talks are going around AI related to the development, but we have, along with development, we have to take care of testing as well. So we'll be looking into that in this session. It focuses on strategies, responsibilities, and career evolution as a tester and quality engineers. So this will be our agenda for today's session. So why AI is in software testing? So AI is in development, but why we are considering AI for software testing? So there are lots of modern systems and are introducing in the market. They are complex and disrupted. AI is very new, and AI is increasing the productivity. That's why there are faster CI/CD pipeline demands, and it's demanding faster feedbacks on the quality and the product if the product is ready for the release. Regression suits are what are the regression suits are there in the in the industries. They are very large, and most of them are unstable. There are lots of other flaky tests and other issues are there in traditional testing automation. So that is one more challenge in current test automation. And if we are doing manual regression, so human made errors are also there. So failures today are high in business, and they're impacting a lot because what is happening in business, AI is already in production. So there are lots of AI usages going on for software development. That's why lots of softwares are being deployed in production. The frequency of the production release have been increased since AI has been introduced in the market. So more the frequency of the product releases, the more quality is damaging. And if we observe here and there, all the softwares are there in production. We are all experiencing the issues. Some of the examples I'll be covering, a daily life examples I'll be covering in the following session. So common myth about AI in testing it is that very common is AI will replace the testers, and that's not the case. AI will not replace the tester. AI means only automation. That is also not the case. AI can be used for manual testing as well, and AI guarantees defect free software. That is also not the case. AI cannot guarantee defect free softwares, and we all common people have been experiencing this last thing, production defects in all around us. Currently we are surrounded by all the production defects. So AI cannot guarantee the defect free software. What is the reality of the today's world then? So AI like augments testing. It does not replace testing. So development is there, but testing will always be there. It cannot be, AI cannot replace the testing. AI improves the decision making, but it cannot take and will never take accountability of the production quality. So human judgments and responsibility remains very critical. So now going forward, in testing field, the role of the humans will be high, and the final judgment will always remain to the humans. And the reality is now testing department will demand more creative and empathetic testing to build the scenarios. So as AI is replacing all the repetitive tasks, humans will get more time to create creative and empathetic test scenarios. And how, what I mean by creative and empathetic test scenarios, we'll be discussing in following sessions. So first is where AI fits in software testing lifecycle. So what is, like, most of us, the basic, I start, this is very basic, but I'll just take a names. So these are the phases of our software testing life cycle: requirement analysis, test planning, test design, test data and environment, test execution, defect management, reporting, and then release decision. And after that, production, the product goes to release, and it is available for the end users. So AI across the testing life cycle, it will be used, it can be used across the testing life cycle, from requirement analysis till the execution. But the final decision making will always remain with humans. So AI integrates all the testing phases, but the focus will move from execution to insight. So if you know more about your products, so currently or earlier it was more about like execution, how many test cases are passing this particular, what the count of the test case passing, and then based on that the decision were made, like whether we should go in production or not. But due to AI, for humans role, it will be like more AI, the tester should be more insightful, and not, they should not just focus on execution, but because execution part majorly will can be taken care by AI. So the quality becomes predictive and not reactive. So AI can we can take help from AI to predict the uh, defects or issues in our product, instead of like facing the defect and then fixing them. So in requirement analysis, what is happening, in traditionally we are going through all the requirement documents, we are trying to understand the business requirements, identifying the testable condition, clarifying all the ambiguities. But with AI enhancement, we can use NLP, that is natural language processing, for analyzing the requirement. It will detect ambiguities and contradictions, missing conditions and scenario. It will auto suggest the test condition and acceptance criteria. So we can have AI chat based requirement clarification also. Like there will be there are some tools where we are feeding our requirements, and if we are like, there are, if you want to know more, we can just chat with the chat box and understand the requirement more, all the clarification. So classifying the requirements based on request area, uh, early identification of the high risk business flaws. So all these things will be, can be taken care by AI enhancement. So for AI and test planning as well, we can see, like traditionally we are doing estimation, how many days we'll need, what are the story points, strategies, resource planning, scope and risk identification. This also can be enhanced with the help of AI with predictive efforts estimation, and the risk-based test prioritization, which test can be prioritized more, like based on the historical data, AI can predict this particular area is very sensitive in this particular product, so we should prioritize this more, or this particular area can affect our business more, so this particular area should be prioritized over other. So prioritization, risk-based prioritization can be also enhanced with AI, and analysis of historical defects and incidents. So basically, in testing phase, for the testing, software testing, AI is majorly dependent on historical data. So whatever the historical requirements are there, historical defects and incident, based on that, AI build their data. So in market currently we have these testing tools for the requirement analysis and planning. AI, most of the industries are using Jira with their AI plugins. So I have I have had basic hands-on on it for the Jira, and it seems very good. But apart from Jira, there is practice test is there, Launchable is there, C sites are there. So I have listed out only the trustworthy and the well-known tools which are already in the market. But apart from these tools, there are other tools as well, and so many tools are coming up in the market. So many Indian tools are also coming up. So for AI in test designing, traditionally we are writing test cases manually or with automation, boundary value evaluation is there, prior partitioning is there, decision tables, so many things are we are doing manually. But with AI enhancement, so AI can generate manual test cases automatically. So we have to provide them user stories, requirements, system behavior, and it will write test cases for us. So we'll be saving our time over there. So, and this will also auto generate the missing edge cases, boundary discoveries, and this AI, like manual test cases written by AI, can also be converted into Gherkin language, and we can use that Gherkin script for the automation, building the automation test scripts. So visual testing also is there, like AI. If some products are AI, like AI, heavy AI is there, so we can use visual testing AI to identify AI changes using the AI tools. So these are the uh, for sorry. So these are the sorry, the name of the script is wrong. My bad. So these are the tools we can use for test designing, and same tools we can use for test execution as well. So Microsoft Playwright is there. So currently leading tool for AI test planning, test designing and execution is Microsoft Playwright. It's fast, it's reliable for end-to-end UI testing and API testing. Tricentric Tosca is also there. It is a model-based AI-assisted automation tool. Testism is also there. It uses ML-based self-healing automation. So Microsoft Playwright also has a self-healing automation facilities, and it's very useful. And Mabel is also there. So they are majorly Mabel is majorly for a functional testing. So for AI can be used for environment setup as well. So traditionally we do configuration of the servers and database test data, managing complex environment. But AI can also be introduced in this area. So we can have self-healing environment, like we are talking about self-healing test cases. We can have the self-healing environments also. Sometimes environment goes down and there are huge downtime is there. So with the self-healing environment, based on historical data, AI can go and fix the environment issues, and we can save our downtime. So predicting the environment instability, like testing, we are predicting the defects. So AI can be used for predicting the environment instability based on the historical data. So automated resource allocation will be there, like cloud and containers and other environment resources are there. So based on the inputs we are providing and based on our requirements, AI can choose the resource allocation for us. And intelligent data provisioning. So that is also best part of enhancing test environment using AI. So and for test data management also we can introduce our AI. So currently we are in a traditional way we are creating and masking data, loading data manually. There are some tools are there for automation, but that is again time consuming. With AI we can have synthetic data generation, masking can be done with the help of AI based on the based on the predicted scenarios. We can predict the data as well, and the volume required for the testing. For example, we have historical data and certain number of test data are required. So instead of going through all the traditional processes, we can feed our inputs to these AI tools, and they can predict what volume of data you will require in upcoming test cases based on your historical data. So the creating compliances and self-realistic data sets also is, compliance self-realistic data sets. So every organization has their security compliances to follow while creating the data sets based on environment as well and based on business. So AI will take care of that part as well. And these are the uh, my bad for again for the title, but these are the tools for this data creation based on AI. So these are the tools in market which are trustworthy and mostly used by the organizations. Major part is AI test execution, obviously. So we are traditionally executing test cases manually. We are using test automation tools and often fail. These testing automated automated test cases often fail due to the minor AI changes. So if there are AI changes, for example, if I'm changing certain locators, if I'm adding new locator and the position is changing, my AI script is failing, one or two AI scripts are failing, and my sometimes my regression pack entirely collapses. So this is currently challenge, and obviously manual testing is always taking huge time. Many manual errors are also there. These are the challenges in the traditional test execution. With AI, there is awesome thing AI has introduced is a self-healing automation, and it's majorly used for locators. So for example, if I want to give a real-time example, we are using a Google map and I am traveling from destination A to destination B. There are multiple ways to travel from a destination A to B. So what Google does, it gives me a traditional path to travel from destination A to B, and due to some reason it's blocked, some work is going on, there is lots of traffic, and Google is smart enough to give me the alternative ways to reach the destination B. The self-healing automation technique, it does the same. So locator is there and it gives me alternative ways to reach the locator. If someone has some UI is there, we have given the primary locator, but UI has changed, maybe some element has been removed, new element has been introduced. So self-healing automation, what it does, it gives me it doesn't fail the test case. Instead, it prefers to go to the locator through the alternative way. So this makes the automation very smart, and and also it also decides which tests to be run first to avoid the failure of the regression pack. This is also again helpful. Visual regression detection facilities are also there in test AI based test execution. Parallel execution optimization is also there. There are like AI can be used to distribute the load, while the parallel execution, intelligent error classification during failures. So based on what are the failures, AI can classify our errors accordingly and report us based on that. So defect management also, traditional ways we are logging defects and we are doing a root cause analysis. So this part, defect management part, is very crucial and independent, crucial for AI in testing, because this area will be the input for predicting for test designing. So here, defect prediction will be there based on code deployment. So AI will access the CI/CD pipeline from the which will be pushed by the developers. It will access that and it will predict defects as well. It can predict defects based on whatever the defects logged by developers and whatever the code and other functional related issues in our product. It identifies the high risk modules, auto categorization and clarification of the defects. It highlights the duplicate defects. If you are logging duplicate defect, it can just highlight it to save the defect management, suggest the probable root causes based on using the pattern analysis. So this will be the one of the major input for the AI system, which can be developed for the testing life cycle based on defects history, and based on the deployment history from the developer side. We AI system can write the test designs and can also predict the vulnerable areas in our product. So these are the tools used for the defect management. Jira has done very good job for integrating AI in their product. Microsoft Azure DevOps is also there, and Copilot. Basically, development tools, developers tool. Sorry, the tools used by developer, they we can use those tools as well for the predicting defects and all. So ServiceNow also is providing very good defect management tools. IBM is also there. So for reporting and metrics, we are manually creating dashboard currently, collecting metrics from different tools and different teams, and then collaborating them, incorporating them, and publishing them. So AI can do the smart dashboard. So everyone knows Power BI dashboard. So AI can use that predict the quality based on the scoring, prioritization of the suggestions for the release readiness. So it can just suggest based on the input data whether we are ready for the release or not. Automatic traceability metrics also it can generate. So these are the tools. Power BI is very famous and loved tools in the market for reporting and matrices. Jira obviously again there. DevOps, Azure is there. Copilot is there. ServiceNow, Tricent also providing reporting facility, and Dynatrace is also there. So in overall, for the testing phase, so these are the things we can allocate for AI in particular phases. So for the real world AI use cases, what is happening in real world related to AI in testing? So in production, AI in testing is already used in production. So lots of organizations have started using AI for their testing purpose. What is happening currently in production is that the expectations are high from developers, because most of the work like development works, developers and most of the organization, they are using AI for their development task. That necessary doesn't challenge the position of developers, but the expectation from the developers are high. They are delivering more and more production products in production releases happening more and more compared to the past. They used to happen in the past because of the high frequency of the production releases. There is the high frequency of defect leakages in production as well. So to overcome that, to maintain the integrity and the quality of the product, testing will always be there. And to match the pace of the developers, we'll have to introduce AI in testing as well. So we have to utilize the AI to remove the to overcome the repetitive session, because repetitive tasks, because obviously AI developers are going fast. We have to match their pace, and for that we'll have to introduce AI in testing as well. So it's very critical for the banking, fintech, and almost everything. Everywhere we are using IT. So that's why and products are going very fast in production. So this is very critical to use AI. So at a global level, enterprises are every enterprise has their own regression suite, and it's always very huge. So the optimization will be required, and that can be done with AI. So visual defect detection for AUI heavy applications can be uh, done by the UI, and with AI driven performances, the abnormality can be detected. So based like here we can I had planned to discuss current issues going on in India. So there are lots of issues going on in India related to airlines. And there are two airlines in India which are heavily dependent on AI, and they are heavily using AI for their development. First is Air India and second is Indigo. And huge issue has happened a few weeks back related to Indigo. And before that, last month, me and Shrutika, we were traveling Bangalore, and that time also technical issue had occurred for the same airline. everyone was like, say, people who are not aware of IT, they are blaming Indigo and technical issue, blah blah blah. But someone who is where known in IT, who knows how IT works, how Indigo software works, they know that Indigo heavily depends on AI. First time when me and Shrutika we were traveling Bangalore, Indigo was down for like 7 hours, more than that, 7 8 hours. So that time they had declared that it was a technical issue, but the technical issue was that traffic related technical issue was there, and they were using AI for that traffic prediction. And somehow they were facing lots of production defects. And that's why they could not trust the AI system to fly their airplanes. And last week, the issue they had occurred, it was related to their staff. Uh, they said that staff schedules, their justification was the staff schedule was mismatched, etc., etc. But rota was going wrong and all. But all the rota and staff allocation is also done by Indigo system, and it is done by AI. So it is a possibility that AI can has created these production defects, and we are experiencing these kind of production defects around us. If we observe any software related defects are occurring in the real world, mostly they are the organization which are brave enough to prefer AI, or which are advanced enough to prefer AI. And to these are the experiences. AI will be enhanced with the help of experiences, with the help of trial and error, learning and unlearning things. So all these production defects are occurring, which is good for tester, because this will highlight the job of tester in spite of having AI. So we discuss lots of tools, and it like testers favorite tool is Selenium. What about Selenium AI? Is there any AI in Selenium? So the unfortunately, Selenium does not have any built-in AI. They do not provide any built-in AI facility. So the Selenium is basically the rule-based automation framework. It works explicitly on the locators, and it executes exactly what you have scripted, and it determines the behavior. What is was the same input, same output. If your input is different, then the output will be different. But how can we? But there is a way to enhance this your existing Selenium automation with the help of AI. So we can use AI around Selenium, but not inside the Selenium. So there are different tools which we can wrap Selenium to provide self-healing locators facility. Smart test generation, we can use AI there in for the to support the Selenium regression or your Selenium test cases. We can use the AI failure analysis and insights to support your existing Selenium. So, and then further, like common AI tools are there we can use for the Selenium enhancement. Selenium, again, I'm saying Selenium does not have any built-in AI facility, but it can be used along with other AI tools to enhance its existing performance. So Selenium remains the execution engine, but we can execute the Selenium script with the help of AI, and then further humans will decide the final decision. So there is lots of noise going on around Microsoft Playwright tool, and it is one of the tool which has introduced self-healing facility. And it's again open source, so it is giving very good tough competition to the Selenium. It is by Microsoft. It is providing all other facilities such as cross browser testing, self healing. It has a built-in weight. So with Selenium there were like two challenges: weight usually fails and locator fails. The Microsoft Playwright has overcome these major challenges with their self-healing technique and auto weights. And they are also providing parallel built-in execution. So they you don't need to explicitly write anything for your parallel execution. Just a minute. And also they are providing CI/CD ready. So they Playwright Microsoft also provides CI/CD ready, so it can collaborate with GitHub and Azure DevOps. So Playwright is execution backbone for the modern AI assistant assisted testing. Lots of job openings are occurring around Playwright, and it's currently it is most trustworthy tool for the AI based testing, automation testing, and it's really doing very good in the market. Pardon me, I have a cold. So there are risks related to AI in testing. So first risk is related to humans, that over reliance on AI outputs. What does it mean? That there is a risk that humans may stop using their brains once we introduce AI in our testing. Humans may rely more on test designing. They may not participate more in test designing. They may blindly believe the reports generated by the AI. They may not go beyond AI or analyze reports more, and may not challenge the outcome generated by the AI. Bias from the historical data. Sometimes the historical data is the major input for AI while we are using it testing. So there could be a biases using the historical data. For example, if society keeps on changing, product keeps on changing. If, for example, there was a time in past, the society was very biased for the certain sections, and then eventually we evolved and the biases fell down. Now we have new society. But if AI keeps on considering the past data, historical data, it may generate same bias result which were there already in the past historical societies. Same thing can happen in a software testing as well. We have a product, we have enhanced the product, we have introduced few new enhancements, few awesome things in our product, but as AI is considering the past data, it may consider on generate its opinion or test designs based on those biases, and can completely ignore or may not consider the new things that we have introduced in our product. AI always have these challenges. AI is always there, biases and the hallucination. So these major challenges while AI development using AI, same challenges can occur in testing as well. That's why humans are very important along with the AI in the testing area. So limitation is AI may not understand our product completely, may not understand our business context. So that's why humans also introduced over there. For example, the famous famous example everyone uses to for this thing is Amazon had created a job opening, and just because the women candidates were not applying more for that job, AI learned itself that women are not eligible for this particular job, and whenever woman was applying for that particular job, she used to get the auto rejection email. So this limitation is also there. AI could not understand the business context, that number of men in technology or tech industry is more. That's why number of men candidates applying for the job is more and number of women candidate is less. So this was the business context, and AI failed to understand that. Same, this is the one of the limitation in AI. So AI heavily depends on the data quality, and that again historical data. So this is again limitation. So even if we cannot uh, input the predicted data, the data predicted by humans, AI will always use the historical data. And if your data quality is not good, if your inputs are not uh, in a good quality, AI may collapse. That is a limitation of the AI. And AI will not and cannot take accountability if the we are releasing the product in to the end customers, like happened with Indigo Airlines. They are using AI and it failed in the production. AI, they cannot blame it happened because of AI. There should be humans to take accountability. Which team was testing that particular area? Which team was developing that particular area? And how they skip this glitch? So accountability will always remain with humans. Ethics in AI testing. So as we are moving from traditional software development to the AI software development model, we have to introduce new data privacy and compliances risks and the ethics. Black box decision making should be there. So our data should we should make a structure, a system in such a way that uh, the user data won't be leaked. I worked in banking industry, and for my industry, for any industry, data is very crucial thing, especially industry like a banking. And nowadays you can see so many calls are coming. So we are receiving lots of marketing calls and other calls compared to what we used to get uh, previously. Why that is happening? Because our data is hovering everywhere over the internet, and it's freely available. So marketing people or these people are just collecting those data, and they are widening their marketing regions. So leaking that private information is again a risk, and we have to develop a system or ethics in using while using AI related to the data privacy and the decision making. The security and IP leakages concerns are also there. So major concern around AI is ethics related is the privacy and the security and the safety of our customers. So AI, so these are the AI. Will have to have multiple ethics and principle in while AI while using AI in testing. So humans will have to own the quality decision making and accountability. This will always be there in a testing industry. AI can only assist the testing. It will never uh, measure the quality of the testing. It will never make a decision for us, and it will never make accountability. AI will be always assisting. It will always, its role will be always of a assistant or a subordinate. So how we can evolve ourselves to match this AI industry? So currently, traditionally in testing, we are mostly focused on execution roles, and these execution roles are shrinking. Most of the repetitive tasks are done by AI. So if we see in the market, delivery apps are there, Zepto is there, Blinkit is there, Zomato, so many delivery apps are there. Basic core functionality is the same. If eventually, when imagine a world where AI is functioning very well, and it already has all these business requirement related to the delivery apps. And if you want to make a delivery app, you can just use that particular agent and you can develop your delivery app. But how you will stand out in the market, how you will stand, you will help your product to stand out from the market. So you will have to come with some creative scenarios or creative requirements, more user and more empathetic towards user, because user experience will be taken care by AI. But what about the empathy towards the user? What more user wants apart from just experience? That that kind of thinking will be expected from the testing and testers in the testing industry. So strategy driven quality roles are growing, like strategic think those who will be building a testing strategy, those will be having creative thinking and empathetic thinking uh, towards the end user. Those kind of qualities and those kind of roles are accelerating in the market. uh, Execution related things are that is, this is my observation, personal observation and opinion, that execution related roles are shrinking, but more creative and strategy driven roles are growing in the market. So testers are moving from defect detection to detect prevention. You will have to think beyond your product. You will have to be more futuristic. You have to shift your thinking from coverage to confidence. So how much of scope you have covered, more than that you will have to have you have to have a confidence in your product. So you can't go in production like, yeah, I have covered these many branches of the product and let's go into production. We can't have that. You will have to manage your testing in a such a way that to make a final decision, you should be confident in your product. So that shift will be there in the testing industry. And from like, instead of scripting, you'll have to have more intelligence. So I will have like, now suddenly I recall one of the example I can use. Last year, my one of my best friends, she's in USA, and last year she was traveling with her kid to one of her other friend in USA during the Christmas time. And the airlines are very busy during that time. It's very heavy, snowing is also there, weather is also not supportive. Plus, lots of people are traveling and high demand, low supply. And unfortunately, her flight got delayed because of weather, and it was important for her to reach to her friend's place at certain time or something, some important event she had. So she was just going through her mobile to check what is other airlines are offering, if there any availability for other tickets. And she's with her kid and she doesn't have anyone. They both are stuck on airports, and she was just checking, scrolling her mobile with other airlines. This AI auto cancel the ticket, what ticket she already has, and made a decision for her that she does not need a current ticket. That's why she's looking for other tickets. She auto cancel that ticket, and it started going giving other options to my friend. So this kind of thing, so this empathy was not there in AI, that she was just checking other options. She doesn't want to cancel the existing ticket. So my friend ended up with no tickets, and she failed to achieve her plan, whatever plan she had made with her friends. So this kind of empathy is also not there in AI. So that kind of intelligent testing. So as a tester, we'll have to have more creative test cases. We won't just like straightforward test cases will be covered by the AI, like login, do play payment and all. I'm in a banking industry, so straightforward scenarios like login into the banking application, make payments, and give successful or a fail result. These straightforward things will be covered by AI. But as a human tester, I'll have to think beyond that. What will happen with the blind customer? What will happen with the old customer? What will happen with the differently able customer? How we will be more inclusive? For example, one of the session, Prime Minister Modi mentioned that if you tell AI to create an image of person who's writing or drawing, the AI will create a person image of person with right-handed. So AI didn't ask whether you want user to be right-handed or left-handed. So these empathetic things are not there. So these extra scenarios or more creative scenarios. So now tester will have huge amount of time to think more creatively, more empathetically, because traditional straightforward scenarios will be covered by AI. So testers won't need to put their energy into the redundant and repetitive tasks that will be taken care by AI, and tester will get more time to be more creative and more empathetic, and to think more about what our end user will demand, or what will make our end user more happy, and will be able to think more about that surprise factor in our product. So skills for the AI driven testing roles will be like risk based thinking. Like I showed you that we just discussed example about airlines and the banking. So those kind of risk based thinking will have to improve. We'll have to have AI fundamentals. May not be deep coding knowledge, may not be uh, AI technical things, but how AI functions, what are the AI tools in market, how we can be able to utilize AI more and more and overcome our repetitive task. We would That would be necessary skill set going forward. Domain understanding. So banking domain, e-commerce domain, healthcare domain, wherever you are, or production domain, you will have to have like niche knowledge in your domain. You will have to have thorough understanding about your domain. You will have to have to be SMEs, subject matter expertise in your domain, and your ethical responsibilities. So humans will, I think, I strongly believe that human will be forced to be more like a human. So all the responsibility lies with humans. Ethical responsibility, accountability. Humans will have to be more moral, less biased, more ethical, and more accountable while working with AI. So the key tool, like key skill set, what I say whenever I discuss AI with other fellows, I like AI will force humans to be more human, like creative and empathetic. So in testing, the mindset the traditional mindset is you execute predefined test cases, measure success based on coverage, and then reactive, you raise the defect, and based on defects you have reactive discoveries in your product. But with AI led testing mindset, you will have to have uh, quality engineer quality signal. So you have to be more creative. You'll have to have more focus on business risk. You have to have more thinking from the your end product point of view and end user point of view. You should learn to predict failures early. You, you'll thinking should be more how to avoid defects, and less to like sit back and let's face the defect and then fix it and then next time we'll cover it. No, we'll have to think in a such a way that we'll avoid the defect, and for that we'll have to have the predictive thought process for that. So AI software testing industry demands AI collaboration. It will never replace humans. What are the strength of human? We know the context of business more. We are very good in ethics and morals, and we can make judgment and decisions. This part remains with humans, and AI will take care of speed, scale, and pattern detection. So there will be always AI and human collaboration in a software testing industry. That is what I observe, and that is what I can understand based on whatever I study I'm doing about the market and the AI related things. So key takeaway I would suggest from today's session is traditional testing proves that software works, but AI-led testing will predict when it won't work. So that is the key takeaway for AI in software testing. So the final message from my side is AI elevates the tester, it does not replace them. Strong fundamentals and AI thinking are the future of the testers, quality engineers. If you want to be future ready, start having fundamental knowledge and start learning AI fundamentals as well. And quality remains always with humans. All the accountabilities and the responsibility will be with humans only, not with AI. So AI will not take your jobs, definitely will not take your jobs, but someone who knows AI will take your jobs, and you can be that someone. So I am open for question and answer. This is my LinkedIn. We can connect over there.
Hey, thank you, Devashree. It is really great session. If anybody have any query, please raise your hand or either paste your query in the chat window. Even if you have query after this session, session gets end, you can connect with Devashree on
Yep.
her LinkedIn. Yeah.
This is my LinkedIn, guys, so you can connect or drop me just message at any time. I'm active on LinkedIn, and I'll definitely help you to resolve your queries and motivate you to go further for the AI fundamentals. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nagpur Tech community, for this opportunity. Thanks, Kunal and Shrutika. For really nice to be with you guys.
Thank you so much, Devashree, for your
Yeah.
time. And it's really, great content you have bought.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you, Devashree. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a great
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you all. Nice session, Devashree.